Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of my team career mode on F1 2021. We're back with United Racing, heading towards the British Grand Prix this time. Just want to start the video off. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, please do leave a like, comment and subscribe. Any support is greatly appreciated. So as you can see, first of all, we're going to go and have a look through the car R&D. Not a lot that we can do at the moment because we've got 1,400, but nothing we can really do on the aerodynamics. We've got this chassis that we are going to put in. Major weight reduction. You can see how much that will send our vehicle performance up on the chart. At least makes us like about 6th or 7th, which is massive improvement to what we are at the moment. We did have the turbo materials fail, so we're just going to knock them through for free. And hopefully that'll help us in the next few races by just helping the turbo last a bit longer. We then throw some things onto the activities, and we do come up with a problem with the powertrain department. They want to invest in some new software. It will cost us 50,000, but we get 562 resource points.
Appreciate you
so we're going to go ahead and invest in that, and then look at where we can use those resource points. What we actually ended up doing was waiting until we'd got the weekly resources, and then we end up going with the cylinder heads, which will be here in time for Belgium, which is quite a long way away at the moment, but it's on the horizon. Of course, we've also got
we've had the new parts come through the
new
fabrication
update
process.
bringing Portimao out
with us for the next
so
Grand Prix.
That'll be very interesting to have in next season's career. We're going to start trying to get these videos out a little bit more so we can get to that stage. You can see we're expecting a wet race, but qualifying should be dry. Small chance of rain there, but hopefully as we jump into practice we can get a good session out. So as we start qualifying, it does look quite dark out there, but I can confirm it's not actually raining. We, as you saw there, have actually put in the correct engine this time. And you join us here on our first flying lap in Q1. Silverstone's a track that I've normally had quite a bit of an issue with in the past, but this year's game I've adapted to it quite well. Maybe that's more down to the fact that I'm playing on my new wheel with the force feedback. But we'll see how the weekend goes. You can see that I was a little bit cautious on this lap, making sure we don't exceed track limits on the way out of that first corner. I say first corner, first little section. And then we head up following Charles Leclerc, who kindly moves out our way after giving us a bit of a drag down the main straight, which we'll take. And then as we head through this section here of the S's, and then up the hanger straight and towards Stowe, we're doing quite well for time, I believe. It feels like quite a good lap. Max has just gone quickest with a 127. Of course, we're not expecting to challenge that. But if we can get, within a second and a half to 2 seconds of him, I'd be very happy. We do well on the final corner there at Club and cross the line. 1.2 seconds off Verstappen. A fantastic lap for us there. It sees us through to Q2, which is where you join us now. And this time we're going for the flying lap again very early in the session, and through turn 1 and 2, and we take turn 3 really well, and then through turn 4 I actually forgot to drop down to gear 2 there, but we accelerate nicely out of it anyway into turn 5. DRS is open and we are flying down the straight and into Bucklands and Luffield. Again, taking these corners a lot nicer than I ever have before this game. I think that is just down to me being better at it. We very nearly get our lap invalidated there. And again, very close as we come through Cops. And then into Maggots and Beckett's we come. And we somehow don't invalidate our lap there. And we have done this time. And we've lost it on the grass and we've lost the wheel.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
So, what happened here, as I go across this section here, I looked away in annoyance that I'd messed it up. And then I looked back as I go onto the grass, and you see there my wheels flick to the left. And that was me trying to catch it. I just caught it a bit too much and sent myself off into a wall. Do apologise about the DaVinci Resolve sign. I didn't realise that was there. But I've also accidentally deleted the edit of this video. Deleted the editing of this video. So, unfortunately, that's going to have to stay. My apologies.
Great Britain, then, one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every single year of the Formula One World Championship. And the circuit extends that record further for today's Grand Prix. Silverstone Circuit, then. It's 3.6 miles long and has a total of 18 corners. And, of course, is no stranger to the rain. There won't be any DRS available in these conditions, but the Wellington and Hangar Straights are still good opportunities to tuck into the slipstream and make a pass. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant, and tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Tsunoda, and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Raikkonen, Ace, Perez. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Mick Schumacher and Antonio Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Russell, Ticktum, and Nicholas Latifi. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
So as you can see, it's going to be a wet race. We're going to go with just 13 laps on the intermediates and then another 13 laps. We do drop the fuel load down to just the 26 laps that we've got, because in the wet you tend not... I could probably have underfueled if anything. But 5 red lights, we are on the way for our home Grand Prix. And it's a poor... Well, it's actually quite a good start compared to normal. We end up going right around the outside, nearly exceeding track limits straight away. And then past Raikkonen, and we dive on Ocon into turn 2. And we've gone past him. And then we're going to go around the outside of Vettel here at Arena. He does start to pull away on the way out of turn 5, but then we do go past him. Overtake mode, engage to let us stay ahead. As we head into Brooklands, we are right on the back of Stroll. It's been a fantastic start, climbing up to 12th. If we can now start to pressure Stroll and Alonso, we could be in for a great race. I'm more just hoping here to just try and stay on the back of Stroll and hope that between him and Vettel, if Vettel does get past us, as he's attempted to do here into Magnus and Beckett's, we shut the door on him this time. and he does stay behind us. But then we can see Perez here right on the back of us. We're going to just get out of his way. We're not going to challenge a Red Bull because that'll just knock us back until he goes past us, and then we'll be in for a harder race trying to keep up with the rest of the pack. As I say, I'm mostly hoping that Stroll and or Vettel can just try and kind of help us pull away from that pack of Raikkonen and, you know, the Williams and the Haas's. We don't want to end up in a battle with them. And then on lap 2 here, as we come down the straight,
This light rain is going to be with us for a while now. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
you hear there that Inter's, well, you hear there that the rain isn't meant to be going anywhere, but we hold off Vettel into turn 7. However, now as we come up towards Copse, he's very close behind us, and we've already seen Hamilton and Verstappen this season in real life, and Vettel does make contact with us, but we both stay on the track. But into Maggots and Beckett, he is ahead of us. We've got Raikkonen right behind us though, and now we're just hoping Vettel can pull us along. We do tease going for the overtake, just let him know we're not giving it up entirely. We are going to battle you for it, but not yet. We're going to sit behind him, try and pull away from Raikkonen and Arcon, and then we can make a judgment call later in the race. Maybe if we can get it right, we can time it with the pit stops. A few laps later here on lap 5, you can see we are being pulled away from Raikkonen a little bit. We've got a 2-second gap behind us, but we are also struggling to hold on to Stroll and Vettel as they keep dotting around 1 to 2 seconds ahead of us, and we really need to just try and carry on hanging off the back of them
Our gap to the car in front is 1.6 seconds.
to pull away from Raikkonen, because the Alfa Romeo in a straight line we know can be dangerous and could cost us positions if we allow them to. And as we come back up here towards Copse, we're going to skip through onto lap 7, and you can see again Vettel getting very close to that 2-second mark ahead of us. Behind us though, nearly 4 seconds on Raikkonen as we come into Vale and Club. And this sector 3 has been really strong for me all weekend, other than going off during qualifying of course. And that allows us, we just seem to close the gap just a little bit through sector 3 before we lose it a little bit through sector 2 normally. Sector 1 is relatively good for us until the straight, and then we do tend to back off a little bit down there just because we haven't got the power that these guys ahead of us have. But nevertheless, we're doing well to follow them through. And then here we are on lap 8 now, coming into Club and Vale, and you can see a yellow flag here on the Stowe corner. So we're going to have a look here. It's Mazepin catches the inside on his front right, and his car just absolutely goes. So Mazepin once again strikes.
The car ahead is beginning to pull away.
And of course, with the car ahead starting to pull away, they mean again it's gone up to about a 1.8 second gap. The same as usual, we do get a exceeding track limits warning this time as we come up towards Copse, but for the most part we're doing well to maintain staying in the track limits. Through Maggots and Beckett's now, we have a 1.8 second gap to Vettel, but as we come out of it, it's a really strong end to the sector.
1.5 seconds.
And then as we come into Copse, this is one of our best bits of the track. You can see we catch the side, the curbs there, but not as much as Mazepin did to cause his spin. And then we follow Vettel and Stroll through Club and onto lap 11.
We're expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the intermediate tyres.
So plan still going to intermediates. No surprise there with the rain.
We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters.
It's definitely inters, Jeff. The only reason I was really checking that is the rain going to ease off soon during the race and give us a chance to hold on to these tyres a bit longer and go straight onto the dries, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. You can see the plan has worked though. Vettel and Stroll have pulled us nearly 6 seconds away from Raikkonen now, which means at the very least we should be on for 14th. At this point I'm thinking, well, we're pitting on lap 13. Assuming Vettel and Stroll
Box, we're coming in this lap.
are doing the same type of strategy, boxing on this lap, then maybe we can jump the one who pits next lap on our out lap. And you can see here on this lap we push a little bit and we get within a second of Vettel, at times almost within half a second. So we've got a chance here, if we get a good pit stop, to jump straight past one of the two. And ideally both of them, but that could be tough. We'd need a bit of luck in the pit stop. Or will we? Because neither of them are pitting. Nobody's pitted. And this is causing panic. Are we the only one that are pitting? Is everyone else going without a pit stop?
Complete, go now.
Have they managed their...
Complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So I'm now going to check with Jeff.
Russell ahead. They're on old inters. Their tyres are 13 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:43.0.
So Russell has got a stop left, which makes me think surely everyone else must be doing one stop as well. But I'm thinking let's push in case, but I am worried here. But I start to see the first couple of cars going to the pit stops just there. And then most importantly, you can see there, one of the Aston Martins is pitting. I believe that's Stroll, because it was the one that was further ahead. So now we push, and you can see here we come out, Stroll comes out just ahead of us, but into turn one, into turn two I should say, we do get past Stroll. And now we just need to hold him off out of turn 5 and up towards Brooklands. And again, we're pushing this lap as well, because that surely means Vettel is going to follow the following lap. Can we jump both and move ourselves into 12th place? Here comes Vettel out of the pits. Again, similar position to Stroll. And again, we have just enough. Maybe their tyres just aren't quite up to temperature as they come out of the
You're
pits.
increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
But we have overtaken Vettel. He's going to come straight back at us up towards Brooklands though. And we are battling side by side round turn 6 and into turn 7. We do manage to get the inside line, which is enough for us to keep that lead. But now, hopefully, Vettel and Stroll have a bit of miscommunication and they battle behind us. But Vettel's coming back at us into Copse. Mick Schumacher's out of the race. I did have a look at the replay. It was just that he pulled over due to engine failure. Nothing interesting like the Mazepin situation. You can see here on lap 17, Vettel and Stroll have battled a little bit. Vettel's kind of fought off Stroll now, which gives him a little bit of a free attack on ourselves. At the moment, we're doing quite well to hold on to this 12th place. And if that's the case, then this could be a fantastic finish for us. Obviously not our best finish given what happened in Austria, but still up there for our best finishes. A few laps later on lap 20, going through Maggotts and Beckett's, you can see Stroll has really dropped off, down to 2.7 seconds behind. Vettel always sitting around 0.7 to 1.3 seconds depending on where we are in the lap. But that works for us because he's not quite getting close enough to attack, which obviously can only work in our favour as we come into Vale and Club here. It's been a fantastic race for us so far. If we can hold on to 12th, then we would be very, very happy as we come here through Maggots and Beckett's, and you can see again exactly what I mean, somewhere around the
Looks
0.6.
like we might have an issue. Hang in there, we're attempting to manage it.
As an issue, I'm looking
Gap
around.
ahead is 6.7 seconds.
Can't spot anything that's causing an issue at the moment. The control electronics are 63%. That shouldn't be an issue at the moment. We probably will need to take a new set very soon. But as we come through Vale and Club, we're really hoping that this issue might just be something such as the DRS.
Okay, we have a severe engine issue. Find a safe space to retire or return to the pits.
And it's disaster for the third race this
We're
season.
leading our teammate by 36.4 seconds. This is serious. We need you to retire as soon as possible.
For the third race this season, at our home Grand Prix this time, our race is over and there's nothing we can do about it. It was a gearbox failure. This was only the second race of the new gearbox. It came in Austria and already it's gone.
Here we are then, a fantastic British Grand Prix, and what a performance it was from our race winners today. Talk to me, Ants.
And
What
it's
was it that set them
absolutely
apart from the competition
devastating for us there
Keeping
to
their tyre temperatures up in the
go out
tricky
of the
wet
British
conditions
Grand
was
Prix
really important.
due to a
It's not
gearbox
much we can
failure.
go at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if
And
you're out there
unfortunately,
on
this,
tyres.
as I say,
When they
nothing.
kept
We were on for a
Ferrari's proper
fantastic
operating window
finish,
was a
so
huge advantage
probably
to them.
12th or 13th. I think Vettel
After an
might
excellent
have been
performance
had
at the
enough
Grand
about him
Prix,
to get
I'm
past
sure there'll
us.
be plenty of
But
celebrations
12th
tonight
still would have been a
amongst the
fantastic
Mercedes
result,
team,
of course.
and they certainly deserve it.
But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And we've gone down to a engine failure once again. As I say, 3 times this season. Surely, at some point, we've got to get a bit of luck going our way. That's now Bahrain, Canada, and
Let's have
Britain.
a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. Lewis Hamilton
Next
takes
up,
over
we've
the
got
lead of the
Hungary,
Drivers'
so
Championship
we're
after an excellent
getting a new
result.
gearbox,
Now,
so we're going to be
let's
starting
discuss,
from the
Ants,
back
who would
there.
you say is a
So I think what
contender
we
for
might
driver
look
of
at
the
doing
day?
is
Well, you
getting
can't fault anything that Sergio
a
Perez did
few
out on the
extra
track today.
new
You go flawlessly, making it
engine
an easy
parts
pick.
just to
It's
make
time
sure
see how things are shaping
we've got
up
enough
in the
to
Constructors'
try and finish out the
Championship.
season. We are
Mercedes
really
continue
struggling
to
for the
extend their
durability
lead.
on them.
Well, that was certainly an incredible
And that's
weekend of
definitely
racing.
something that I
Be sure to join myself and Ant
need
for
to
more
work
exciting
on
Formula One
is
action soon.
our durability department, so that doesn't happen to us as often as it is. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like, comment down below what you think we can do in Hungary, subscribe if you are enjoying the content on the channel, and thank you very much for watching.